Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon. So last episode we went and added in a couple platforms and kind of started marking out a few more of our islands in the redstone pit here. And pretty much just added some stuff for putting in some bushes and ferns to get more of those, and to also grow some mushrooms with an automatic farm. And today, well, I've been working on a few different things. So I'm thinking today we're going to do a lot of prep and setup for some of our larger projects in here. Namely, expanding our storage system yet again. We have gone and added the start for another layer up above. It's going to host all of our new plants and have space for some future ones. And along the lines of expanding the storage, I've done some experimenting with our little copper golems, and I think that those are going to work really well. I still haven't quite decided how I'm going to have them sort stuff, but they'll be able to sort out all of our armor, potions, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I'm really happy to be able to actually sort out some of our non-stackable stuff. But first, what I want to do is we have had a shulker sitting at our world spawn for far too long. Meant to come over here and go into a bit of a shulker farm. So I've gone in and built up a nice big tall scaffolding. It's got a little platform up to the top there. And I found our happy ghast here should be able to carry a boat all the way over here. Now, we are going to need to make sure we disconnect our ghast from the shulker at the end, because I don't want a random shulker flying around in the redstone pit. That would be chaos, and I really don't want it to deal with that while we're trying to build. But we can at least get him in place, get him put on his little platform, and in a nice safe box, so that when we actually go to build the shulker farm, it's already over here, and we don't have to worry. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so here we are approaching spawn. You can see our friendly shulker right there. Hopefully we can get our ghast close enough that we can leash him to the boat and not have to worry too much about the shulker bullets. This might be a problem. Hey, stop shooting my ghast, please. Our lead, there it is. Okay, got the boat. Ghast, please come here. Oh, I guess that works. Come with me. No! Okay, this is not going good. This is not going well. This is not going well. This is not going well. Okay, we're gonna need another ghast. I want to disconnect from the boat, please. I would like to disconnect from the boat, please. This is not going to go well. All right. If it wasn't so far, I'd try and fly this thing over to the redstone pit like this, but I don't think we're going to have enough health for that, especially if it keeps shooting us with bullets, and that's what we're going to need. Well, we'll try this again. Alright, so fortunately our shulker landed in the water, and I completely forgot that I can actually glide when I have levitate. So we could have actually landed. But without our ghast to slightly more safely transport this guy, I think he's going to stay here a little bit longer. Which means that my plans of putting in a nice little safe house at spawn is going to be delayed for a little bit longer. Because I do want to get something nice right there at spawn, add in a path going to our main base. Probably one going off to the biosphere tower since it's so close. But we can't really do that with our shulker there. So, I'm going to go back to the redstone pit, I guess. Get ourselves a new little ghastling. And figure out what else we have to do. I'm thinking probably working on the barn for the sheep farm, because I would like to get that covered up and get that island finished. Alright, one short trip out to the Soul Sand Valley later, because we don't apparently have enough gas tiers in this pit. Probably go check the gas farm, see if we have any there that I haven't collected. It's possible. But I would require finding where the gas farm is again, because I attempted to go there to grab them for this, ended up not finding it at all. But anyway, we have a ghast growing up in our river. So hopefully once that rehydrates, we'll be able to grab our shulker from spawn. And this time, it's now in a container, so it should be a little bit safer to grab. But as you can see, I've started kind of marking out the area for the barn around our sheep farm here. And I'm thinking we're going to do something kind of similar to the barn that we have in our main base. Except instead of acacia, we're going to use mangrove. Only problem that we face is this is all of the mangrove that we have, and it's not going to be a perfectly rectangular barn. So we're going to have one wall go over here, and then we're going to have to jut this out a little bit to go around this section here. I suppose we could probably take out these sheep pens here. We don't really need them. These are extra ones. But I think we're going to keep them just as if we need them. So I figured 5 blocks up for the walls is going to be fine. We'll do the roof in a nice arch shape once we actually have enough mangrove logs. And I think that'll be good. I might see about maybe mixing in something else into the pillars here. Maybe we'll mix in some other stuff in with the mangrove. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I would put a stone foundation in here, but I think a nice wooden barn will work best for this sheep area. But we'll have doors on probably the other side. I would put them on this side, but with the iron farm here, that does not make it easy for us to enter the barn if we need to. So I'm thinking if we put them on this side, we can build a pathway over the stone storage shuttle and keep going down. We'll probably go and turn and take that all the way to the bee farm there. Not quite sure. Not quite sure how we're going to do the path to connect this. But first off, we need more mangrove wood. And we need to get the walls of this place built up. So I'm going to go spend some time at the tree farm and gather a bit of that. Might go and plant some around the outside because this is mangrove and it's going to take a while no matter what we do. So growing more trees will help quite a bit. But we need a lot of wood. So I'm going to go grab some and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I've gone and done a lot of building up of the walls here. Got the doorway marked out. And I'm liking how this is looking a little bit. So I decided to play around a little bit with the walls and tried to mix in some of our acacia into the wall here. And I don't like it. Figured we might try it just so that we get something different and that wasn't just all plain mangrove. But we'll add in some stairs and slabs into here eventually. Right now, though, I just want to get the wall in and get this thing built up. So we have this, and I'm not entirely happy with how we have the logs here on the side. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to actually just put them on the corners here directly. We're not going to stick them out any extra. So we'll lose a little bit of the depth and texture of the walls here for now, but we'll replace it later once we actually add in the stairs and slabs. So we'll start with this side, adjust the other side as we go. But I think this will look a lot better and it will look more like a proper barn. But for this little jutting out part, I'm thinking what we might do is we might leave the bottom layer in place. Definitely going to keep the sides here. But what I'm thinking is we're just going to put a fence on top of here, I think. I mean, it won't look entirely great, but I think it'll look a lot nicer than what we currently have in place now. So what this will have is we'll just put in a wall here. This will be another side area, and we'll have this have a slightly different roof section. So we probably actually need to bring this down to here. And then we'll have stairs going up to connect with our main roof, which means if we do that, we need to do that. So I'll have to play around with this and see how that's going to work. But all in all, I think this is coming along nicely. Again, this allows us to actually access these a little bit easier than having to jump across this whole section. But we'll have to play around with this, see how it works. But with this new wall fully in, that just leaves us with putting in a roof on this thing. So, I'm going to go grab out our stairs and slabs. I know I definitely want to do a nice dome on top here. Don't remember what we did for our barn here, but I'm thinking something similar to what we did for the barn on the island. But I'm going to go ahead and get the stuff for that, get that kind of marked out, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so it is in no way, shape, or form the best building that we've built out here, but it's definitely not the worst. I still need to go ahead and finish fixing up the factory a little bit. That's going to take a lot of work, but we've gotten at least this side in with stairs and slabs. I do kind of like this. It does kind of give it a little bit more of a worn feel, and I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. Now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to strip these corners here just so that it blends in a little bit better. Gives it a little bit more texture. Could probably mix in a few logs in some key spots. And we definitely need to bring out the roof a little bit, I'm thinking. And also finish it. I ran out of deep slate out here. So, I'm going to have to go ahead and grab a couple more blocks of that. But all in all, I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. And it's not the best barn that we could have built, but it's also definitely not the worst. But as you can kind of see, we do have a nice dome on our roof here. I'm kind of happy with it. I think I probably could have done a little bit better, but again, I'm not too picky with how this is going to be. I think this side, it needs to come down another block with another thing of stairs, potentially. But, man, I'm quite happy with how this looks. And now, we really just have to go ahead and get some stairs in with the rest of this here. But, as I was working on this, I did see our ghast, or at least I think I did, somewhere around here. We'll go check the river just to be safe. Was either this top one here or the one down. But I'm not seeing the dried ghast. And I hear one somewhere. Let's get out our harness here so that maybe we can get it. There it is. All right. Let's go ahead and grab our new ghast here. Probably get a few more of these guys. Probably also build ourselves a dock for these guys so we actually have them in a set place. Probably put one somewhere down over here, one up in the middle near our main entrance to the area, and one up high, I'm thinking, just so that we can keep gas at any one of those. Probably space for 3, start out with one at each, and they'll just move around based on where we end up having them at the time. But all in all, I'm quite happy with how this is turning out. And yeah, I definitely think that that's going to need to go down another stair on this side here at least. But it doesn't look too bad. Does not look too bad up there on the island. And that will, with the exception of a little bit of decorating of the brand new building, will finish off our sheep farm. Now, I'm thinking I might have to go ahead and change our little side extension roof here to be the deep slate tiles. They put it in as the mangrove wood initially, just kind of looking at it, but I think it blends in too much with the wall there, and that's going to have to get changed to deep slate tiles. But again, that's something we can work on and something we can play around with. But for now, I think that is probably going to be about it for today. You need to go ahead and get that shulker moved in. I want to get a few more ghast out here before we attempt that again. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more what is going on in this area and in the rest of this world. And I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.